He had tried pizza in Naples on his way to Canada and started experimenting with toppings at his diner. On a whim, he added canned pineapple named after the Hawaiian brand on the tin, along with ham. The sweet and savory combination divided the world. Today, pineapple on pizza is debated in every country where pizza is eaten, defended passionately, and condemned furiously. And the
Welcome back to another reaction video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for clicking on this channel.
Thank you.
So, aujourd'hui, on va voir les nourritures canadiennes. So today we're going to see 25 foods. 25, right?
Yes.
25 foods invented by Canada, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So 25 Canadian food inventions. C'est ce qu'on va voir aujourd'hui. Is what we're going to see today. So, merci et faut liker et faut abonner et il faut que vous partagez aussi. Right? Like, share and comment. So, bon, on y va. Let's go. Let's get.
In 1962, a Greek immigrant named Sam Panopoulos opened a tin of pineapple at his diner in Chatham, Ontario, threw it on a pizza as a joke, and accidentally started
Pineapple in a tin? How
I
can
don't understand how that pineapple.
a tin of pineapple? Tin.
Ontario.
And that's my best fruit, guys. I love
How is it
pineapple.
opened like that?
How is it inside that thing? I think like a company that produces the pineapple, they like shape it like that and put in there and sell it like that. Yeah. I love pineapple. We have it here, all natural, though we don't produce much of it. Yeah.
Threw it on a pizza as a joke and accidentally started a war that has not ended in 60 years.
Okay.
That pizza is on this list. So is a cocktail invented at a Calgary hotel that became the most consumed mixed drink in the country.
Come on.
So is a baby food invented by 3 doctors in Toronto that saved hundreds of thousands of infant lives around the world.
Wow.
Most Canadians have no idea how many of the foods they eat every day were invented right here. And most Americans, Brits, and Australians eating these foods have no idea they are eating something Canadian.
Plus Cameroonian.
Number 19 is in almost every kitchen on Earth, and nobody knows a Canadian patented it. Number 8 started the most famous food argument in human history. And number 1 is a food so completely Canadian that the rest of the world still does not fully understand it, even as they start to copy it.
Absolutely.
These are 25 foods invented in Canada that the whole world now eats. Hit that subscribe button. Let us count them down. Number 25, ginger beef. A Canadian Chinese dish of crispy fried beef strips coated in a sweet, sticky ginger sauce, invented in Calgary, Alberta.
What?
Chef George Wong created it at his restaurant in the 1970s, adapting a traditional Chinese dish for Canadian tastes by deep frying the beef until crunchy and coating it in a sauce sweeter and thicker than anything served in China. Today, ginger beef is on the menu of nearly every Chinese Canadian restaurant.
It looks like something I can die for.
So delicious if you're eating with some nice sauce. Oh my god. I'll make it for
Something I
you.
can like it.
Yeah, I'll make it for you.
It was fried potatoes, and you said that you make it for me. Is 100%.
You know, I was making chicken. I was making chicken.
No.
Yeah.
You always make you a served chicken.
And I gave you some.
Yes, you give me some. Not like
Right.
you make
So
it
I'll
for
make
me.
it for you. I usually make it for you. Let me tell you on video today it's for you.
And eat.
I eat it for you.
Eat
I make
for
it
me.
for you. I also eat it for you.
in the country, and most people who order it have no idea it was invented in Alberta, not Asia. It is one of dozens of dishes that exist only because Canada created its own version of Chinese food, the same way it created its own version of everything. Number 24. The Spartan apple.
Spartan apple.
Developed in Summerland, British Columbia in 1936, the Spartan was one of the first apples in the world, created through a deliberate scientific breeding program. It was bred from the Macintosh, which is itself a Canadian apple, and it produced a crisp, sweet, deep red fruit that stored well and shipped well. The Spartan became a commercial success and is still grown around the world today. It represents something Canada did better than almost anyone, which is take an existing food and engineer a superior version of it, through patient agricultural science in a research station most people have never heard of. Number 23, canola oil. Developed at the University of Manitoba and by the National Research Council in the early 1970s, canola oil was created by breeding rapeseed to remove the bitter, unhealthy compounds that made the original plant unsuitable for cooking. The name itself is Canadian. Canola stands for Canadian oil, low acid. Today, canola is one of the most widely used cooking oils on the planet, grown across millions of acres and used in kitchens, factories, and restaurants worldwide.
Our dear friends from Canada. Honestly, we know you guys have asked us to create a GoFundMe page,
Yes.
and we have been struggling so hard to create that GoFundMe page. We have been struggling to get someone to create a GoFundMe page for us because GoFundMe is not authorized to be created in Cameroon. In fact, there are only 22 countries that GoFundMe is authorized to be created in, and Cameroon is not among them. And so we've been trying to get to people to create. Sometimes most of them are like skeptical, some cannot,
Some doesn't know how
to do it. Yeah, so it's been a really hard thing for us, and I don't know if we could just create like something on Patreon where you guys would go buy like maybe a $10 one purchase something where you can purchase it for $10 or $20 or $30 or $50, whatever you wish to contribute, and then you can contribute there. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking at this point, because there's no option we're left with. We have tried to get to people, but it's hard because people are concerned. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't know. We have really tried, but it's not possible. That's why it's taken up to this time.
I think it's almost getting to a month since we talked about it.
It's
or
way more
even
than a month, yeah. And honestly, we've tried, okay, and we cannot force people to do that for us, and we cannot. There's no way we can go around it and create a GoFundMe page. So we can create a Patreon account and just set like some one-time purchases there for $10, $20, $50, $100, and you can buy for $10, $20, or you can even buy for $1,000 if you want. And it's not something that we will ship it to you. It's just a way to contribute, because on Patreon you can create like a small product, just something that people can download, and when they download they can pay $10 for it. That's where you can donate, and maybe every day or every week we will take a screenshot of who has donated, who has bought, and how much account balance is there, and we will show you guys. I think that's the best way we can deal with the GoFundMe stuff. Other ways, we don't have any other option, because nobody is able to help us, and we don't have any other option to do it by ourselves. We did not come up with this. People in the channel actually asked us to create a GoFundMe page. And once we create this Patreon account, we're just going to give the link to the various products and their prices in the description. And then you guys are going to go check it out. I don't know if you are willing to do that. If you're willing to support, there's no problem. At the end of the day, you don't owe us anything. Absolutely nothing. People want to help us travel to Canada. We really want to travel to Canada.
Yes.
Remember that our monthly wage here is around $90 to $100 a month, and to travel to Canada is a lot of money. Okay, so it's not something we can do because I'm still in school. She just finished, so we're just empty.
Totally empty. I just finished and I have no job.
She have not gotten a job yet,
and it's not easy to get a job.
And once you get a job, the pay is still not easy, right? It's like you will see like a medical lab person like her, and they're paying like maybe 150 Canadian, if like they are very generous, like the most generous. And sometimes what they promise you, you can go for 3 months without your payment sometimes. Okay, so it's not easy. If you really wish to help, you can, and if you can't, you still don't owe us anything. You can always do what your heart tells you to do. Thank you so much. And let's keep enjoying what Canadians have invented for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of acres and used in kitchens, factories, and restaurants worldwide. The next time you fry an egg in vegetable oil, there is a strong chance you are using a plant that Canadian scientists engineered into existence.
Wow.
Number 22,
Crispy
Crunch, a chocolate bar with a flaky peanut butter core, created by Harold Oswin in 1930 for the Canadian company Nielsen. It won a national contest to name a new chocolate bar and went on to become one of the best-selling bars in Canadian history. For decades, it was available only in Canada, which meant that Canadians traveling abroad would bring them as gifts, and Americans who tasted one would ask where they could buy more. The answer, for most of its life, was nowhere except Canada. It is one of a whole category of chocolate bars that Canada kept to itself. Number 21, Coffee Crisp, a chocolate bar made of layers of vanilla wafer and foamed coffee-flavored candy covered in milk chocolate. It is one of the most beloved chocolate bars in Canada.
Wow.
And for most of its existence, it was nearly impossible to find anywhere else. The phrase
I
that
think
built
we have like knockoff of this here. I think I've seen that here, but it's not
Knockoff.
exactly when they say a knockoff of something, it's like the fake version of it. Yeah, most likely produced by Canadians and by Chinese. The fake ones are mostly produced by Chinese because we do a lot of import from China. So
Yeah, a lot of them.
yeah.
beloved chocolate bars in Canada, and for most of its existence, it was nearly impossible to find anywhere else. The phrase that built its fame was that it makes a nice, light snack, and generations of Canadians grew up on it. When Coffee Crisp finally started appearing on some American shelves, it developed a cult following among people who had tasted it on trips to Canada and could not find it at home. A chocolate bar that became a souvenir is a uniquely Canadian achievement.
Wow.
Number 20, Saskatoon Berry Pie, made from the Saskatoon berry, a small purple fruit native to the Canadian prairies that tastes like a cross between a blueberry and an almond. Indigenous peoples of the prairies harvested Saskatoons for thousands of years and used them in pemmican. Settlers learned to bake them into pies, and the Saskatoon berry pie became a prairie staple.
It's like my grandmother. My grandmother actually produces coffee by herself, like cafe. So the dry coffee beans, they harvest coffee beans. They first of all peel them, and then they hull them, and then she will grill them, and then take off the peelings and then grind it like with a stone, with a hand, and then she will sieve it, and then every morning she's having her tea and bread.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so crazy.
Every morning she's having her
Wow.
coffee. Like she ground it by hand, like the process from beginning to the end. She produces it from the start to the right to the end.
By herself.
By herself. Yeah. So when I tell you that, when I see indigenous people in Canada producing stuff like this, I'm like, yep.
Just remember your grand name.
Yeah.
City of Saskatoon is named after the berry, not the other way around. The pie remains largely unknown outside of Western Canada, which makes it one of the most distinctly regional desserts in the country, a flavor that millions of prairie Canadians grew up with, and most of the world has never tasted.
Wow,
Yeah.
definitely
Set-
true.
Number 19, peanut butter. This is the one that shocks people.
Yeah.
The process for making modern peanut butter was patented by a Canadian. Marcellus Gilmore Edson, a chemist from Montreal, Quebec, received a United States patent in 1884 for a method of milling roasted peanuts between two heated surfaces to produce a smooth peanut paste. The heat was the key. It released the natural oils and created the spreadable texture we know today. Other people later refined and commercialized peanut butter, but the foundational process, the one that turns roasted peanuts into the butter in the jar, was patented by a Montrealer 4 decades before it became an American lunchbox staple.
Wow.
Every peanut butter sandwich in the world traces back to a Canadian chemist. Number 18, Montreal-style bagels. Smaller, thinner, sweeter, and denser than
Let's
the
talk
New
about a
York.
bit about this peanuts stuff. You know,
Peanut butter.
peanut butter. You know, for them they call it peanuts, and we call it granules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's granada that are calling it peanut, right?
Yeah.
I was asking myself that how.
Yeah, granite. That's
But
like
I'm saying granule and
yeah.
or is it that they want to process it and make peanut from inside before?
What we call peanut here is actually granite that has been coated with flour mixed with egg and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's almost like a ball, and at the center of that ball is granite. Is that peanut? What you guys call peanut is coated with flour and sugar, and then that's what we call peanut because it's dry. It's fried crispy and becomes crispy dry, and that's what we call peanuts.
Peanut.
But what you guys call peanuts is actually the harvested granules from the ground. Yeah, you call it peanut here. But here we also have that peanut butter. You can go to the store and then the sandwich it with bread and chocolate, or sandwich it exclusively with bread, and you eat and
You enjoy yourself.
enjoy yourself. Yeah. And while watching this video, I've got a good idea about something I'm going to try after this video.
Make sure you try,
I'm
guys.
not gonna tell everybody what I'm gonna try.
Of
but,
course, I have to tell them when you're done. I'll take photos of it and post in the community post.
you don't want to leak my my highly classified secret ingredient. You don't want to leak it out to the public.
I'm just doing my best.
I mean, it's
I'm just
for the
trying my
Canadians. I
best.
would for the Canadians. I would declassify it. I would declassify my top secret research recipe.
Which in the world traces back to a Canadian chemist. Number 18, Montreal-style bagels. Smaller, thinner, sweeter, and denser than the New York bagel, the Montreal bagel is hand-rolled, boiled in honey-sweetened water, and baked in a wood-fired oven. It has a larger hole and a chewier texture, and it is sold by the dozen, still warm, from bakeries in Montreal that have been running the same ovens for nearly a century. Brought to Montreal by Jewish
I've
immigrants.
seen where that somebody is holding, like, I don't know, it's a dough where they're baking. I think I told you a story of how I went to work at a bakery where they make bread, and I worked there, and that's like the worst experience of my life, guys, because I worked from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and I was paid 1,000 francs a day, and 1,000 francs is around $3 Canadian.
Or even 2.5.
Yeah, around 2.5, 2.8 Canadian dollars. That's what I was paid.
For working for more than...
Morning to 9 p.m.
That's more than 12 hours.
That's no more than 12 hours, okay? That's 15 hours of working.
It's 15 hours no more
From
than
7 to
12
7 is 12 hours, right?
That was say it's more than, right?
Yeah, it's 14 hours, 15 hours. Yeah. 15 hours for $3. $3. And at this point, I was in level 1 in the university. It's not like I was a kid at this point. I was level 1. I was in the first year in the university.
And you're right, man. That was really.
I worked for 1 week. I worked for 5 days, and I felt sick.
No, that was stressful.
And
That
I
was a
paid-
lot
I
for
got-
your age, and then the money.
I was paid 5,000.
And to you, that was money, right? How do you feel about it? Were you happy? The money they were giving you, did you feel like it was money? Because at that age, I mean,
I
100
just
francs
needed a
would have meant
particular
so
amount
much.
of money. I didn't even care about whether it was fair or not, because that was the only option I had at the time. It was crazy. I mean, like,
Same ovens for nearly a century. Brought to Montreal by Jewish immigrants from Eastern Europe, the bagel evolved into something distinctly Montreal, distinctly different from its American cousin, and fiercely defended by the city that perfected
yeah.
it. People fly bags of them across the country because they cannot be properly replicated anywhere else.
Oh,
Number 17,
Yep.
the Nanaimo bar.
Nanaimo.
A no-bake dessert with 3 layers,
my
a crumb and
goodness.
coconut base, a custard icing center, and a chocolate top, named after the city of Nanaimo, British Columbia.
Nanaimo.
The first documented recipe under the name appeared in a Vancouver cookbook in 1953. The Nanaimo bar is one of the most Canadian desserts that exists and one of the least known internationally.
Wow.
Ask an American if they have ever had a Nanaimo bar, and you will almost always get a blank stare. Ask a Canadian, and you will get a memory. It is a dessert that defines a national palate, while
The thing looks absolutely
It's
delicious.
so delicious.
And there's so many things in Canada that involve chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
I've already told you guys to buy chocolates from me, okay?
Chocolate product.
Buy cocoa from me. My dad is selling cocoa. Wait, hold on. I'll show you something though, okay? Hold on. This is chocolate that my dad has given me. This is cocoa my dad has given me to sell to someone in the United States. And you can see it from here. I show you. These are the cocoa beans.
Like this.
Yeah, I'm going to put it where the video will not be blocking it.
Okay.
Yeah. These are the cocoa beans that we're going to send to Mississippi in the United States. Somebody bought this, and my dad has given me to send it. We have still to put it in a box. Here's about 2 kilograms of cocoa that you can produce. Okay, that you can produce your natural chocolate out of it. Okay, it produces oil. You get oil out of it, just like you get oil out of peanuts. Yeah, this is for my dad, and somebody asked to send it. Yes, please. You can always get to me if you want a small quantity of it. And yeah, I can send it directly to you. Yeah, I know you guys trust us. We'll never take your money and not send you something. Okay, so if you need it, get to me and I will send it to you through either DHL or Cameroon Postal Services. Yeah, we have even FedEx in Cameroon to send.
Ask a Canadian, and you will get a memory. It is a dessert that defines a national palate while remaining almost invisible to the rest of the world, though that is slowly changing as Canadian expats spread it abroad. Number 16, ketchup chips. A potato chip dusted with a tangy, sweet, bright red, ketchup-flavored seasoning that stains your fingers and is almost impossible to find outside of Canada. Ketchup chips are a Canadian institution, sold in every convenience store and grocery store in the country. And they are one of the first things Canadians abroad say they miss. Americans who visit Canada are baffled and then converted. The flavor exists in other countries in small quantities now, but Canada is where it was born and where it remains a core part of the national snack identity. A red-stained thumb.
That looks like something like when your aunties, maybe your auntie or your uncle kind of travel to Canada. When they're coming back, they always bring it home.
Yeah, you need to expect
Then they
it.
give you to taste. Yeah, it looks like something that can happen like that.
I think I will just like put on the address where you guys could send us things in the channel description. Okay, it's not our personal address in Cameroon. You don't send things to people's personal addresses. You just send them to a general post office. And then you put our number there. Yeah, you have our number. You just put our number there. We can go collect it. Once it reaches the post office, they're going to call us to come take it. Yes. So that will be easy. If you have something like this or maple syrup or something, just send it to us. I love caps too, like baseball, hockey, or whatever. Just you can send it to.
Is a Canadian childhood memory. Number 15, Montreal smoked meat. Beef brisket cured with a blend of spices, smoked and steamed, then piled high on rye bread with mustard. Brought to Montreal by Jewish immigrants from Eastern Europe and Romania, it evolved into something specific to the city, distinct from New York pastrami in its spice
This
blend.
might be like the best I've seen because I love meat. It's okay, but I don't eat unhealthy amount of meat. Yeah, but I love meat.
And its texture. The most famous delicatessens in Montreal have been serving it for over 100 years, slicing it by hand. And people line up around the block for a sandwich that exists in its true form only in that city. It is one of the great immigrant food inventions of North America, and it is unmistakably Canadian.
Regardez ça. Je vais moi goûter ça.
Je veux
Oh, mon
goûter
Dieu.
ça aussi, mais c'est délicieux.
Oh,
Regardez. Vous les Canadiens,
ça,
vous êtes
moi, j'aime ça.
tellement intéressants. Oh my God. Look at this.
Ooh,
Regardez ça.
my goodness.
La viande de bœuf avec
Mhm.
le pain.
Oui,
Et c'est la magie.
c'est la magie, gars.
C'est la magie.
Canadian. Number 14. The butter tart, a small pastry shell filled with butter, sugar, syrup, and egg, baked until the filling is gooey and the top is crisp. The earliest known recipe was recorded in Barrie, Ontario in 1900, making it one of the few desserts that is genuinely originally Canadian rather than adapted from another country. The butter tart inspires fierce debate in Canada. Raisins or no raisins, runny or firm, and there are butter tart festivals and butter tart trails across Ontario. It is a small thing, a single bite, but it is one of the purest examples of a food that Canada invented from scratch and that the rest of the world has never properly discovered. First pattern break. Here is what makes Canadian food invention so strange and so invisible.
Okay.
Canada spent most of its history being told it did not have a food culture. The country was caught between Britain, France, and the United States.
Who said that?
And the assumption was that everything Canadians ate came from somewhere else. But that assumption was wrong.
Very wrong.
While the world was not paying attention, Canadians were quietly inventing foods that would spread across the entire
People are
planet,
quietly doing
and then
things.
forgetting to take credit for them. Hawaiian pizza is eaten in every country on Earth, and almost nobody knows it came from Ontario.
What?
Peanut butter is in billions of kitchens, and almost nobody knows the process was patented by a Montrealer. Ginger ale, instant mashed potatoes, the egg carton that protects the eggs in your fridge right now. All Canadian, all invisible. Canada did not just contribute to global food, it quietly reshaped it and then stood back politely while other countries took the credit. This list is the credit
Gangsta Canada.
finally given. Number 13. Pablum.
Pablum.
Not a snack, but one of the most important food inventions in Canadian history. Pablum was a pre-cooked, vitamin-enriched infant cereal created in 1930 by three doctors, Frederick Tisdall, Theodore Drake, and Alan Brown, at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. At a time when infant mortality was high and babies were dying from malnutrition,
Wow.
these doctors created a nutritionally complete baby food that was easy to digest and fortified with the vitamins and minerals infants needed. Pablum saved hundreds of thousands of lives around the world.
Ooh.
The doctors directed the royalties back to the hospital. It is the most quietly heroic food on this list, a Canadian invention that measured its success not in sales, but in children who lived.
Wow.
Number 12. Instant mashed.
Like great
Fluffy.
Pablum. Pablum. I've never heard of that.
Pablum. Me too.
I've never heard of that.
Pablum.
Number 12. Instant mashed potatoes, invented by Edward Asselbergs, a food scientist working for the Canadian Department of Agriculture in Ottawa in 1962. He developed a method of cooking, mashing, and dehydrating potatoes into flakes that reconstituted into mashed potatoes when hot water or milk was added. The invention transformed convenience food, military rations, and emergency food supplies around the world. Every box of instant mashed potato flakes on every grocery shelf on Earth descends from the process that a Canadian government scientist perfected in an Ottawa lab. It is not glamorous, but it fed soldiers, campers, and busy families across the globe for over 60 years.
Wow. Instant
Number-
mashed potatoes. You know, what would call here mashed potato is pounding potato. Yeah. But in this case, it's like mashed potato, just like without putting anything inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's cooked, right?
Yeah. In I don't know in your village, I don't know, because in my village as kids, we will boil potato and put a bit of bananas in there and pound it. It becomes like, you know how, like fufu, and then you eat it with something like sauce, any type of sauce that you eat with.
No, we don't know that. We just used to pound it like that. Sometimes we'll put like oil. When it's ready, you put oil. You can put onions. You can put tomato. After that, you pound it. Then you are eating it with pear.
Yeah. Yeah, we would do that one, but this one we just pound it with banana to make it more stable and stronger, and then you pound it very well to be smooth, and then you make it into balls, and then you eat it with any type of sauce that you would like to eat it with.
Yeah.
Could be nice. I'll try that for you.
I would like to try that, even though I don't know how it's going to taste.
It's
I
going to
just
be-
feel
you're going
like
to taste
it's going to be good.
You're absolutely going to be tasting well. The secret is not to put too much bananas in there, so that it don't get too hard.
Okay, is it like raw banana?
You boil both of them with banana. You boil both. You cannot
Yeah,
put
that's
raw
what I'm
banana in for
saying.
something.
Okay, raw banana. You boil the raw banana.
Yes, yeah, it's not the ripe banana.
Okay.
You cannot be pounding something with ripe banana. You just make it sugary sweet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
11. The California Roll.
Oh.
Despite the name, the California Roll was most likely invented by a Japanese-Canadian chef named Hidekazu Tojo in
Hidekazu
Vancouver,
Tojo.
British Columbia in the 1970s. Tojo created an inside-out roll with the rice on the outside and the seaweed hidden inside because his North American customers were put off by the black seaweed wrapper. He filled it with crab and avocado.
Oh.
The roll became the gateway sushi for millions of Westerners who were intimidated by traditional sushi, and it opened the door to the global sushi boom. The name says California, but the chef in the city were Canadian.
Makes
Number
sense.
10, sushi pizza, a crispy disc of fried sushi rice topped with raw fish, avocado, and spicy mayonnaise. Invented in Toronto in the 1990s.
Wow.
It sounds absurd, and it is delicious, and it is found in Japanese-Canadian restaurants across the country. Like Hawaiian pizza and ginger beef, sushi pizza is an example of Canada's particular genius for taking two unrelated cuisines and smashing them together into something that should not work but does. It is spread to other countries as a novelty,
Wow.
but its home is Toronto, where it remains a menu staple that surprises every visitor. Number 9. Split pea soup. Thick, yellow, smoky. Split pea soup made with salt pork was popularized by French-Canadian mill workers and habitants in Quebec, who carried the recipe and the tradition through generations. While dried peas have been eaten for thousands of years, the specific French-Canadian version, the pea soup that simmered on every Quebec stove and crossed into New England with Quebec migrants, became a defining comfort food of the region. It is the soup of the fur trade, the logging camp, and the farmhouse kitchen, and it is one of the oldest continuously eaten Canadian dishes on this list.
Wow.
Number 8, Hawaiian pizza.
I want to ask if you've kind of like noticed something.
Yeah.
Most of these Canadian food inventions were actually made by male, like
Men, right?
men. So
That's
my
a good
question is-
observation. I've seen that, but I didn't kind of come up with that conclusion. in
Right.
my-
Does it mean that men are the one that cook more in Canada, or it's just a coincidence?
Generally, men cook more than women.
Stop.
That's true.
No.
Oh my God.
I'm
It's a
not gonna
fact.
take that. I'm not gonna take that.
Men cook more than women.
Well, wow, I'm just so surprised.
Mm.
Food Canadian
Most of the inventions
invention
are like men, right?
Yes.
But
Wow.
you would understand that also in this case, it was also like a business-driven thing. And in the past, many men were into more business than women. Yeah. So it is the business part of it that would push them to, when they say necessity is the mother of all inventions. Say, for example, like the Pablum that the doctors invented. They were at the hospital and noticing how children were being like suffering from
Dying,
malnutrition.
mortality,
So-
mortality.
Yeah. So they thought of like, what could we do? And then just several things, and then the person who invented the whether the California sushi or whatever, you remember he owned a restaurant. So in the past, men did more business than women as compared to today, where many women are doing businesses. Yeah. So I feel like that could explain why
Most of the inventions
it's
are
not made
done
by
by
men.
men.
Yeah. But today, I feel like if they did that, if there was something coming out today, women would come out more
Yeah.
than men. Yeah.
They should. They should.
Logging camp, and the farmhouse kitchen, and it is one of the oldest continuously eaten Canadian dishes on this list.
Number 9.
Number 8,
Number 8.
Hawaiian pizza.
Hawaiian.
The food that started the most famous argument in the history of eating. Invented in 1962 by Sam Panopoulos, a
Panopoulos.
Greek-born restaurateur at the Satellite Restaurant in Chatham, Ontario. He had tried pizza in Naples on his way to Canada and started experimenting with toppings at his diner. On a whim, he added canned pineapple named after the Hawaiian brand on the tin, along with ham. The sweet and savory combination divided the world. Today, pineapple on pizza is debated in every country where pizza is eaten, defended passionately, and condemned furiously. And the entire global argument traces back to one Greek Canadian in a small Ontario town opening a can of pineapple. No food on this list has generated more conversation, and it is 100% Canadian.
I've noticed that so many these Canada, whether pineapple should be put on pizza or not, is a serious conversation around the world.
Yeah.
People are seriously debating around the world if people should put pineapple
Yeah,
on
I for one, I don't know that they put pineapple inside pizza.
on pizza, right?
Yeah, on pizza.
I've never seen it. I wouldn't fantasize it.
Is it like something that is just newly came up?
It's
Or it
been
has
there
been
like for
there?
years. Like the debate has been there for years. But my question is, my statement is actually pineapple is my best fruit. Okay, and I do not like sugary stuff in starchy food.
Okay.
Yeah, you understand. So I don't know how pizza would taste with sugary pineapple on it. It's not something I would like fantasize it. I've eaten pizza and things I don't put sugar inside is vegetables and starch, especially things that are cooked like fufu, cassava, and
Yeah.
things like that. You cannot put sugar inside. So I wouldn't see myself eating pineapple in pizza. But I will not dismiss people who want to eat it, because there are people who eat sugar in vegetable and they eat sugar in starch. Okay,
It's just like a type for me.
yeah, the debate on whether something is nice should
Yes.
never be held, because you are not using somebody's mouth to taste it. Yes, the only objective debate should be, is it healthy or not?
That's it.
Yeah,
But I
because-
feel like it's healthy though.
Yeah, because I'm not using your mouth to eat it, so I don't know how you taste about it. I cannot taste something with my mouth and begin to convince you that it is nice. There's no way I can do that, especially if you have tested it yourself and you have disapproved. Then imagine me explaining to you why the thing is nice. Your taste receptors are not the same with mine.
Obviously.
Yeah, so I don't think that is a debate that people are supposed to be having. The debate should be, pineapple on pizza, is it healthy or not? If it's healthy, cool. Do you want to eat it? No, fine. Do you want to eat it? Yes, good. Let's end it there. Some people will still quarrel and ask, should you put salt on beef or not? Like, some people will put sugar there. Some people add maple syrup on it. Like, I don't know. People cook chicken and add sugar.
Number 7.
Yes.
Canada Dry Ginger Ale, invented by John J. McLaughlin, a pharmacist from Toronto who patented his pale dry ginger ale in 1907. McLaughlin wanted a ginger ale that was lighter, crisper, and less sweet than the dark, syrupy Irish versions. He labeled it with a map of Canada and a beaver and called it Canada Dry. During American Prohibition, it became famous for masking the harsh taste of bootleg liquor, which made it a fixture of the cocktail world. Today, Canada Dry is sold in dozens of countries, the name literally announcing its origin on every can. And yet most people who drink it have never once thought about the fact that it is named after the country that invented it. Number 6, the EGG carton. This is technically not a food, but it touches almost every food on this list,
Okay.
and it changed how the
The egg
world
carton.
buys eggs. The molded egg carton was invented by Joseph Coyle in Smithers, British Columbia in 1911 to settle a dispute between a hotel owner and a farmer over eggs being broken during delivery. Coyle designed a carton with individual cushioned compartments that protected each egg. Before his invention, eggs were sold loose and broke constantly. Every egg carton in every grocery store on Earth descends from a design created by a
Joseph
Canadian newspaperman to stop a hotel keeper from complaining about cracked eggs. Number 5.
Wow.
The Wonder Bar and the rest of Canada's secret chocolate empire.
Ooh.
Canada developed an entire category of chocolate bars that the rest of the world, especially the United States, never got. The Wonder Bar, a peanut butter and caramel bar. The Crispy Crunch.
You know, you see how she's laughing. She's a big fan of chocolate. Anyway, she sees chocolate, she wants to have some. No.
Yeah.
And so you can see she's smiling from cheek to cheek. She knows what she's doing. After this video,
You have to get me
I'm
one.
gonna have to buy one.
Coffee Crisp. The Mr. Big.
Mr.
The
Big.
Caramilk, with its mysterious flowing caramel center that launched the famous Caramilk secret advertising campaign. For decades, these bars existed almost exclusively in Canada, creating a strange situation where Canadian chocolate was a kind of contraband that Canadians smuggled to friends abroad and that visitors discovered with delight. Canada built a parallel chocolate universe and kept most of it to itself.
Gangster.
Number 4, maple syrup and maple taffy. While maple syrup itself comes from a tradition that Indigenous peoples developed long before European contact, Canada perfected, industrialized, and came to dominate the global maple syrup supply,
Yeah.
producing the overwhelming majority of the world's maple syrup. And from it came maple taffy, the sugar-on-snow treat where hot maple syrup is poured onto fresh snow and rolled onto a stick as it hardens. Sold at every sugar shack in Quebec and Ontario every spring, maple taffy is one of the oldest and most joyful Canadian food traditions, a direct line from Indigenous knowledge to the cabane à sucre that families still visit every March.
Wow.
Second pattern break. Here is the thread that runs through this entire list. Almost every food on it was invented by an immigrant or adapted from Indigenous knowledge. A Greek immigrant invented Hawaiian pizza. Jewish immigrants created Montreal smoked meat and the Montreal bagel. A Japanese-Canadian chef made the California roll. Chinese-Canadian cooks created ginger beef. Indigenous peoples gave the world maple syrup and the Saskatoon berry, and the foundation of pemmican. The story of Canadian food is the story of people arriving from somewhere else, or people who were here first, taking what they knew and what they found,
Wow.
and creating something that had never existed before. That is not a weakness of Canadian food culture. It is the entire point of it. Canada did not invent these foods despite being a nation of immigrants and Indigenous peoples. It invented them because of it. The most Canadian thing about Canadian food is that it came from everywhere and became something new.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 3, the beaver tail.
What?
A flat, fried
Beaver
pastry stretched into the shape of a beaver's tail, dusted with cinnamon sugar or topped with chocolate, fruit, or candy. Invented and popularized in Ontario, the beaver tail became a national treat sold at festivals, ski hills, and the Rideau Canal in Ottawa, where skaters eat them hot off the fryer in the dead of winter. It is fried dough, which exists in many cultures, but the specific Canadian form.
Why does that look like beignet?
Yeah, it looks like
Puff,
beignet.
puff.
Beignet, beignet.
Beignet.
Beignet sucré, c'est comme beignet sucré.
Oui.
Oui, et quand on fait le beignet sucré, c'est le beignet et on met le sucre en poudre sur ça et on vend. Ici, c'est 50
Ça a
francs.
commencé sur 50.
50 francs, oui.
Oui.
50 francs, c'est
100 francs.
50 francs, 100 francs. Il y a $1, c'est 400 francs CFA.
Oui.
Donc, il faut maintenant convaincu pour savoir combien c'est 50 francs. C'est quelques loonies.
Quelques
Well, It's
loonies.
just few loonies and toonies.
The shape, the name, the cinnamon sugar, the winter ritual of eating one with cold hands is purely Canadian. Even a visiting American president once famously ate one, and the world briefly wondered what it was. Number 2,
Number 2,
the Bloody Caesar, Canada's
Bloody
national
Caesar?
cocktail.
Bloody Caesar.
Invented by bartender Walter Chell in Calgary, Alberta in 1969 for the opening of a new Italian restaurant. Chell wanted a drink that captured the
Arancione.
flavor of spaghetti with clams, so he combined vodka, tomato juice, and clam broth, then added Worcestershire sauce and spices, and rimmed the glass with celery salt. The clam-tomato combination did not exist commercially yet, so Chell helped to develop what became Clamato juice. Canadians drink hundreds of millions of Caesars every year. It is the most ordered cocktail in the country, and it is almost completely unknown outside Canada, where the idea of clam juice in a cocktail strikes people as bizarre until they taste one. It is the most Canadian drink in existence, and the world is only beginning to discover it.
Absolutely.
Number
Number
one,
one,
poutine.
poutine.
French fries topped with fresh cheese curds and smothered in hot gravy. Invented in rural Quebec in the late 1950s.
Quebec.
There are several competing claims about exactly which Quebec town and which diner first served it, but there is no doubt that poutine is Canadian to its core.
Yep.
For decades it was dismissed, even mocked, as crude rural food. Then it became a Quebec icon, then a national dish, then a global phenomenon. Today you can find poutine in New York, London, Tokyo, and Paris, often dressed up in expensive restaurants with foie gras or lobster. But the original, the paper tray of fries and squeaky curds drowned in gravy from a roadside casse-croûte in Quebec, remains the truest version. Poutine is the food that took the longest journey of anything on this list,
Really?
from embarrassment to national symbol to international export.
So,
The squeak of fresh cheese curds, the steam rising off the gravy, the fries going soft underneath,
So
is the taste of Canada itself. The whole world is eating it now. And it started in a small town in Quebec, where someone decided that fries and gravy needed cheese and changed Canadian food forever. Here is my challenge. The next time you eat one of these foods, tell someone where it came from. Tell them peanut butter was patented by a Montrealer.
okay.
Tell them Hawaiian pizza started in Chatham, Ontario. Tell them the egg carton protecting their eggs was invented in British Columbia to stop a fight over broken eggs.
tell them.
Because Canada spent a century inventing the food the world eats
true.
and forgetting to take the credit. And the only way that changes is if Canadians start telling the story. Share which one surprised you most in the comments. I want to know if anyone outside Canada has ever tasted a ketchup chip or a Nanaimo bar. I want to know which of these you grew up eating without ever knowing it was Canadian. Because these are not just foods, they are proof that a country that was told it had no food culture quietly fed the entire world. And it is long past time we said so.
It's long past time we said so.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
This was such a nice
absolutely
video.
satisfying video.
And we loved it.
Thank you so much for watching. Merci beaucoup. Nous sommes très contents. On vous remercie et la prochaine fois, on va vous remercier encore aussi. Thank you.
Oui.
Let's know what? We respect them so much.